A very good evening. Welcome to the weekend. This is Look Up Weekend. Nancy Nelima here and Josephine Oko on the sign language interpretation. Tonight, we've got lots lined up for you. We are keeping up with the floods that are wreaking havoc across the country. At least 75 people have been reported dead, and as well as drugs. 1 million people in the Rift Valley region are abusing drugs and other substances. Alarming numbers right there. And of course, the preparations for the COP28, which is the Environment Climate Forum. We have that and so much more lined up for you. And of course, a lot of sporting action as we usher in the weekend. That and so much more. Let's begin. Tana River County Governor Dadho Godana now says the county has been heavily affected by the ongoing floods which have caused havoc in the county. Godana says roads have been destroyed, which has in turn affected the distribution of relief food, forcing the county government to usher choppers and use them to give aid in those affected areas.
As raging floods continue to wreak havoc across the country, the loss of at least 75 people and a wave of destruction is a worrying trend that may get worse. Speaking at Hola Town, Tana River Governor Dadho Godana, he said that most parts of Tana have been affected, pointing out that all roads have been damaged and the only way to give aid to the residents is through airlines.
We are actually getting overwhelmed. 2 weeks after the rains began, because now almost the whole of Tana is affected. We have a very big population, of course, displaced, so we have so many IDP camps all over, in Garsen, in Galole, in Bura, in Galederto, in Bangale. As we speak, you cannot access Tana North from Garsen. You cannot access Masalani because Masalani bridge is already cut off.
The traders in the county, led by Traders Association Chairman Hassan Barisa, have expressed concern, saying that the affected are unable to get food, drugs and other important necessities due to dilapidated roads.
Jambo ambalo kwa nataka kusisitiza kwa niaba ya wafanyabiashara wa Tana River, kuna wasiwasi kwa sababu barabara zote kuingia Tana River kwa jumla zote saizi hazifikiki. Mlisikia vile nizungumzo kwamba barabara imekatika, na hofu zaidi ambayo tuko nayo saizi ni kuhusu vyakula kuingia mji ya Hola, Gaseni, Bura na madawa. Hizo ndo matatizo ambayo tuko nayo.
Businessmen and leaders are now calling for help from the national government, donors and well-wishers to come forth and help in distribution of food through airlines.
Kweli tumehadhirika na hii mvua, manake kama watu wa kwenda Wayu, watu wengi kutoka Bura, Hola, hata Gariseni wanachukua bidhaa zao Hola. Lakini sasa hivi vile imekatika namna hii, chakula haiwezi kufika na wao hawezi kuaccess chakula, na sisi pia hatuwezi kufanya biashara. Ikiwa hivyo inakuwa ngumu kwetu na inakuwa ngumu kwao kupata chakula, na pia we are appealing to the national government na well wishers waje hapa tuungane mikono tuweze kusaidia wale watu ambao wako huko.
Mevingetembe, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Away from that, more than 1 million people are addicted to alcohol, drugs and substances in the Rift Valley region. Out of those, over 400,000 are in need of rehabilitation services. This is according to the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, NACADA. NACADA Chairman Reverend Stephen Maruri, who spoke during the launch of a treatment and rehabilitation center at the Koiwa Hospital in Bomet County, a facility that was opened by the spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigati.
The Rift Valley region seems to be on the receiving end of the alcohol and drug abuse after more than 1 million people are recorded to be victims of the vice. NACADA has reported that of the 1,400,000 are in dire need of rehabilitation services.
In Rift Valley alone, Your Excellency, about 1 million people use alcohol and other forms of drugs, over 1 million. And actually, those who need rehabilitation are about 400,000. That's a very large number. So what this place can only take is a very small portion of that. But we are very grateful, Governor, you have all these other beds that can be used. And I know while you are attending to your county, this could also be a resource to the neighboring counties that they can use this facility.
Pastor Dorcas Rigathi noted that a 22% prevalence of drug and substance abuse in Bomet County is worrying. The Office of the Spouse of the Deputy President, in collaboration with other stakeholders, has been conducting a screening exercise to identify those in need of rehabilitation services.
These numbers, those who they speak of the volume of the people or the density of the problem we are having. I understand 22% prevalence of abuse of drugs. That is very bad.
Pastor Dorcas further cautioned those involved in the business of selling killer brews in the country, saying their days are numbered.
Mama, tena tunasema tumekuwa tukikunywa hizi pombe ya haramu mama. Tunasema tena tutakuwa ushirikane na wewe utuombee mama. Bibi yangu alienda wakati 3 years ago imepita. Sasa tunasema mama, tunajua tutatuombea, tutushikilie mama.
Na kwa hivyo vijana wangu sikizeni, kama mimi ni mama na mimi nasema ni mama yenu na ninawapenda vile mlivyo. Lakini hii mambo ya matransformer zimechomeka. Hakuna ukija nyumbani umekunywa pesa yote, watoto hawana nguo, watoto hawana fees, mama watatoroka.
Bomet Governor Dr. Hilary Barchok said his government will support the program, which he says is not just for the benefit of Bomet but the entire country.
And I'm very sure the message ambayo umeleta hapa is not to condemn hawa, lakini kupatia hawa hope kuwa they can still recover out of whatever ile wameingia, kama ni mambo ya bombe, kama ni mambo hayo mengine yote. We have not come to condemn them, lakini tumekuja hapa kuwapatia na kuonyesha upendo kuwa ni watoto wetu.
Brian Amuai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has today joined other heads of state to participate in the 10th African Union Conference on the Reform of the United Nations Security Council, UNSC, in Ciudad de la Paz, Equatorial Guinea. The conference intends to review the emerging international momentum for the reforms of the UNSC to strategically position equitable representation of Africa. John Mataba with a report.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has highlighted the need to speed up reforms in the United Nations Security Council. Gachagua, who is in Equatorial Guinea to represent President William RUTO on a 2-day visit, noted that Kenya is one of the countries in Africa which has been pushing for the reforms of the UNSC, the highest decision-making organ in the UN. The African Union AU chose Kenya and 9 other members to lead the discussion on the Africa's desire to remain and intent to make reforms in the United Nations Security Council. The United Nations General Assembly began the intergovernmental negotiations on the reforms of the UN Security Council during the 63rd session of the UN General Assembly in 2009. John Matava, Lookuptv.
The private schools in Naivasha continue to dominate KCPE results, producing the top candidates and results in the constituency. In Regis View schools, it was songs and dance. The institution was ranked the best in the vast constituency, with the top student scoring 413 marks. Gail Aluda takes a look at the stellar KCPE performance and celebrations across the country.
Welcome to Bridgepoint Academy here in Nakuru. Students, teachers and the entire school fraternity joins in the ululations, dances as they join other colleagues across the country in celebrating stellar performances in the KCPE examinations.
Happy today, we are celebrating this incredible performance, and I want to thank God for the journey that He has taken us through. I want to thank the directors for the support. I want to thank the parents, the team that have produced this wonderful performance. And we are very grateful as a team, teachers who have participated to produce this wonderful performance. I want to take this rare opportunity to thank you sincerely for this sacrifice you've worked.
As ululations and dance continue to rock most parts of the country, as learners celebrate their exemplary performance in the KCPE exams, schools that receive very little capitation from the government due to their little population have gone against all odds to mark stellar performances in the exams. One such school is Kivai Primary School, situated in Nikola, just at the border of Machakos and Makueni counties, which has a population of 45 learners in the entire school. Due to its small population, school only receives 8,000 shillings from the government. The school will, however, send all its 9 candidates who sat for their KCPE exams to national schools after they all garnered 300 marks and above.
Last year ama miaka 3 yenye imepita nimekuwa nikifanya kazi kwa private school na nimekuwa position 1 2 3. Last year nilikuwa position 3 in Kenya with a mean score of 406, na nikaona ni vizuri tuweze kukuja kwa public school tuweze kuleta zile strategy, niangalie kama tukiweka hizo strategy kwa public schools naweza kuperform. Imekuwa dialogue, watu wakisema public schools cannot do better, lakini hapa Kivai tukiwa na hii analysis tutaweza kuona hiyo inawezekana. Kwa Kivai Primary tumekuwa na wanafunzi 9 sababu shule mzima haina wanafunzi wengi, tuko na only wanafunzi 45 na class 8 ilikuwa na 9 students.
Niko na 357. Sikuwa natarajia kupata hiyo marks. Tulikuwa tunasoma night preps vizuri na weekends. Walimu walikuwa wanatufunza vizuri.
Their teacher Jonathan Ngutha said they wanted to prove that poverty-stricken schools can do better than compared to private schools. Their teachers have been getting resources from well-wishers to aid in learning activities.
Tutapata classes zote hazina ile cement imeweza kutoka. Wanafunzi wenyewe wanakuja kwa shule wakiwa na njaa. Walimu sisi wenyewe ile chakula ya pale tunakula staff room, lazima ile chakula tuweze kuongezea kidogo ndio tungawie wanafunzi, sababu kuna umaskini mingi katika hii shule.
This year's KCPE marked the end of an era of 844 system in primary schools. Aludagail for Lookuptv.
And beyond our borders, President William RUTO, alongside President Samia Suluhu from Tanzania, Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi, and Salva Kiir of South Sudan today attended a high-profile East African convention on climate change and food security. The meeting is a series of conferences by several African presidents ahead of the meeting of the United Nations dubbed COP28 that will be held in Dubai. Africa as a continent is seeking far-reaching reforms in the funding model of climate actions, which the African presidents feel is skewed against them. Henry Tende with more.
Today's session was attended by President William RUTO, Samia Suluhu Hassan of Tanzania, Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi, Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, and Salva Kiir of South Sudan. Today's conference comes 5 days before world leaders meet for COP28 summit in Dubai to discuss global climatic challenges. This is not the first time heads of states from Africa are congregating to discuss the continent's stand on global issues. In September, a high-profile Africa Climate Summit was held in Nairobi, where African leaders came up with what is now known as the Nairobi Declaration. As opposed to previous years when African countries went to such conferences with individual stand on global issues,
This year, heads of states have united, and one of the declarations of the summit is to push for far-reaching reforms in the United Nations funding model on combating effects of climate change.
As a region, having packaged our investment opportunities, investment in renewable energy, investment in Africa's green industrialization initiative, so that we can use the renewable resources we have, the huge resources we have around agriculture and uncultivated land, the resources we have in minerals, and of course, our human capital, the young people of our region, presenting them as opportunity for the world to invest, and so that we can unlock the potential in our region, create jobs, create prosperity, grow our economy.
Mengi tunayofanana kuliko tunayotofautiana. Hivyo kamwe tusiruhusu tofauti ndogo ndogo kutia doa uhusiano na ushirikiano wetu uliolelewa na kuenziwa na waasisi wetu.
In today's meeting, as it was in yesterday's session, the East African heads of state are planning on how to advocate for more funding for African continent during the COP28 conference. African heads of state are adamant the current funding model is discriminatory and is skewed against the continent. They are seeking to build consensus of a common push for far-reaching reforms in the United Nations funding model so that the African continent can receive more funds to address climate change effects. President RUTO remains convinced Africa has the resources necessary to reverse the adverse effects of climate change. This series of meetings is looking at presenting a united stand to increase Africa's say on global issues, and African heads of states hope their united front will bring about positive reforms. Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
And it's a good time to take a very short break here on the program. But when I come back, I'll be running you through a few stories, and then I'll be getting the sporting action of the day.
Looking for an office space? 4th Avenue Towers is a professionally designed 25-story executive office that is conveniently located at the heart of the Medical and Legal Services Square within community area. The office is easily accessible from both Valley Road and Ngong Road. Professionals and business people now have the opportunity to own a premium piece of office space, the optimum choice for the modern professional. Key utilities include 24-hour security with CCTV surveillance, high-speed internet access, ample and secure parking, high-speed elevators, power backup generator, open rooftop, and a restaurant. 4th Avenue, an amazing product of Fusion Capital. Fusion Capital, rooted in the African growth story.
Karibu mtazamaji kwenye kipindi cha jamii na itikadi.
Kaini kitako tuna mengi.
Mapenzi yanapoanza watu huitana baby na majina mengine matamu, lakini baadaye penzi linapogeuka na kuwa shubiri,
mtu anafikia kwenda kumtafuta mke mwingine.
Itakuwaje?
Yule wa kwake nyumbani labda hajamridhisha.
Ni sawa ama vipi Maliki?
Dadangu, wanaume ni kama maembe.
Huyu ni mwanamume atakuja abadiliki.
Mwanaume mwenye wanawake wengi hata katika uchumba, kwenye ndoa ataendelea. Mtu na tabia yake hawachi. Ile umbo la kike likishaanza, kila kitu kishaanza kuwa mahali pake.
Ningependa kukuona.
Sijaenda mahali ambapo mimi nilisikia mtu ati huyu alikuwa shujaa, alikufa katika mstari wa mbele wa ndoa. Sijawahi sikia mimi.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi. which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Lookuptv. This is Lookup Weekend. Nancy Nelima here and Josephine Uko on the sign language interpretation. Let's continue. Milimani residents in Kakamega County are decrying forceful evictions during the night by the government, saying the land that they have been ordered to vacate from is to pave way for the construction of affordable housing and was given to them by the late President Daniel Arap Moi. The residents say they have a court order shielding them from the eviction, but the government has ignored the order.
This is what is left of houses in this area. A demolition exercise that kicked off last week and alleged to be conducted during the night is said to be unlawful, forcing residents that have been living here for decades to be rendered homeless.
Warning, nothing. No one told me, leave Milimani, go home. And this is how they can treat me. I'm embarrassed. But I leave it all to God. God knows how we are being handled, and He'll save Western, because if the government rules us like this, I think it's cruel.
Despite having permits to own the land, the residents have registered their frustrations with the current government, which seeks to evict them to pave way for the construction of affordable housing units.
It was President Moi who gave us this place after sorting out all this. President Moi gave us this land, here, where I am. We didn't grab it. Someone recently was in the news saying, grab us. We are not grabbers.
Their cry is deepening, but not sadly for the government and the relevant authorities, pulling down their ears of investments.
Tried to build Kakamega. And whoever is behind this, God will pay him for it.
Catherine Saina, Lookuptv.
The Gender Department, together with AMREF Health Africa, World Vision and other partners, have launched a 16 days of activism against gender-based violence in the country and Children's Service Month at Elangata Enterit in Narok South Sub-County. Speaking during the event, the Chief Magistrate in Narok Law Court, Hezron Nyambere, said the month of November is for awareness creation to promote the rights of children and 16 days of activism against GBV in society. These and other stories in our news wrap.
The Gender Department in the country has partnered with AMREF Health Africa, World Vision and other partners to eliminate all forms of gender-based violence against children and women in Narok County. Speaking during an event organized by the county's government, Narok Local Chief Magistrate Hezron Nyambere said that November being a Children's Service Month, they have set aside over 100 files that concern children and various judicial officers so as to hear their cases.
Purposes of holding our National Children's Service Month, we started by holding Children's CUC. We agreed as stakeholders that we have it here, and we have been so successful. I would say that all the stakeholders, together with our partners, we were here with the profession, the Children Department, the county commissioners were here, and we are so grateful that the event has become a success.
Despite various government and non-government organizations continuing the fight against FGM and early pregnancies in West Pokot County, poverty, drought, and livestock theft have continued to contribute to the increase in early marriages. However, the Umoja Development Organization, which fights for the interests of children, has asked the government to develop alternative methods that will help the locals to earn income, including digging water pipes that the locals will develop agriculture.
Solutions ya hii vitu yote lazima itoke kwa wenyeji, si watu kutoka nje, na tumeona kwamba imeproduce results, kwa sababu ukiangalia saa hizi kuna mahali ambapo tumeenda na community immediately wamepeleka watoto zaidi ya 100 shule.
And in Kirinyaga County Governor Anne Waiguru has enumerated a wide range of achievements made by her administration in developing the county and uplifting lives of the people, key among them being signing of a deal with an investor to establish a tomato processing factory. While delivering the State of the County address at Kirinyaga County Assembly on Thursday, Waiguru said her Mountain City's blueprint dream was becoming a reality and that the county has grown in all spheres.
To streamline operationalization and improve service delivery in our lands department, we have established a GIS lab at the county headquarters where we will be digitalizing all the land records. This will eliminate fraud and land grabbing of public land.
And finally, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi this morning led Bomet University College students in a tree planting exercise in the ongoing 15 billion trees target by the year 2032 set by President William RUTO. Speaking during the exercise of planting 10,000 trees, Pastor Dorcas said it is one way of mitigating climate change for the future.
But what I know is that God has given us wonderful children. You are very intelligent and you are the drivers of the economy of this country. This country is waiting for you.
Ebi Kadenye, Lookuptv.
Look Up Weekend Sports begins right now. Good evening. My name is Robert Church. And let's begin with Shabana's story, and then Shabana FC has expressed confidence in securing a win or a victory against Murang'a Seal in Posta Rangers in the upcoming FK Premier League in the Murang'a, that is Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos County on Saturday, that's tomorrow. Shabana recently parted the head coach Sami Okoth following a run underwhelming performance. The Kisii side sit 14 in the FKF log with 12 points behind league leaders Posta Rangers, who are in position 1 with 20 points. All right, still in FKF Premier League, and Banan Morala's side bankers KCB are redefining themselves to face Murang'a Seal in their next FKF Premier League scheduled for Sunday at the Sports Moi Arena in Murang'a County. The bankers have been strengthened by the return of winger Musa Masika, who had an injury, and Hanif Wesonga, who is returning from the international duty with the Harambee Stars. The two sides are separated by 2 points, and a win from Molala's boys will move them to the third log in the FKF Premier League. All right, this weekend, all eyes head up to Kisumu, whereby Governor Anyang' Nyong'o has called upon football fans drawn from all Sekafa regions to turn up in large numbers to support their teams. Governor Nyong'o on his part and said that hosting the tournament is a great honor to the city of Kisumu, which is the headquarters of football in the region. Junior Stars will start their campaign against Sudan this weekend at the Jomo Kenyatta Stadium.
I appeal to the people of Kisumu to accord a friendly welcome, as usual, to all the visitors and turn up in large numbers to watch the matches and cheer our national team. Many of the teams have arrived and more are expected today. Karibuni nyinyi nyote Kisumu, and may the best team win.
All right, to basketball now. Kenya Netball Federation has selected 12 women and 12 men to represent the country in the upcoming African Netball Cup from November 28th to December 6th at the University of Botswana indoor facility in Gamborole. Speaking during the unveiling of the squad in Nairobi at the Ulinzi Sports Complex, head coach Ali Mugisa also said that it was important for the Kenya to do well in the championship for the purposes of bettering their continental rankings. To our last story, English Premier League returns after the international break. The English, of course, that's the first match will be between Manchester City playing on Liverpool at the Etihad. And another game will be against Newcastle United, welcoming Chelsea at the James Park in tomorrow's, of course, Premier League. Total of 9 matches playing. We expect more action on the Go Rush.
And we've come to the end of the broadcast this evening. A lot of sporting action. What can we be expecting in the weekend, Chacha?
But first, let me ask you a question. I know Brian Amwe supports Manchester United. Matava is a Man United diehard. We have Ian Keitana, Manchester United. Fiona Kenga is an Arsenal fan. But I know you love rugby and athletics. So which team do you support actually? I want to know today. First in the local Premier League and the international. That's English Premier League.
Okay. Locally, AFC Leopards.
AFC Leopards from the Western
goes
side.
without saying. And beyond the borders in the EPL, then Arsenal it is.
Why Arsenal? Why ladies do support Arsenal?
You can't give a reason why. You love. You just do.
You just love football.
Yes.
Of course, in the weekend we have 9 matches playing in the English Premier League. But the big one is between reigning champions, that's Manchester City facing Liverpool at the Etihad Stadium. There are rumors Erling Haaland won't play because he picked an injury during the international break. So which team do you see win this match between Liverpool and Man City? Just a guess.
I'd go for Man City.
All right, everyone's going for Man City.
I'd bet for Man City.
You'll bet for Man City.
I'd bet for Man City.
Man City.
Well, and we'll have so much more right here, keeping you up to date right here on Lookuptv on our website, www.lookuptv.co.ke, at Lookuptv on X, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel as well. I'm Nancy Nalima. Thank you for watching. Lovely weekend.
All right, my name is Robert Church. On the last Friday of November. The next week be on Christmas. Maybe we're approaching Christmas. The first Friday of December. Do you have yourself a lovely night? Our sound interpreter was
Josephine Oko.
And on the prompter was Jeremy Komba. Our director was Dan Cameron. Do you have yourself a good night?